Rahul Gandhi slams RSS chief Bhagwat's Ram Mandir remark, a clash of ideologies. Rahul Gandhi versus Mohan Bhagwat, a pivotal clash that goes beyond mere political sparring and pierces the very essence of India's democratic ethos. This is not just a debate, it is symbolic warfare between opposing visions of India. In this video, we explore Gandhi's sharp rebuttal to Bhagwat's remarks on the Ram Temple, the deeper ideological battles, and the larger implications for India's political future. Let us critically examine their statements, delve into the controversies, and engage in the question of India's collective identity. In a plot thick with rhetoric, RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat set the narrative ablaze on January 13, 2024. Speaking about the consecration of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya, he called it India's true independence, casting it as the ultimate victory over centuries of foreign invasions. Bhagwat's words were undeniably polarizing. Mohan Bhagwat's claim highlighted the end of cultural oppression, but curiously centered on Muslim rulers such as the Mughals as antagonists. By excluding historical nuances such as invasions of Indian dynasties like the Mauryas or Cholas in Asia and Pacific Islands, Bhagwat's statement conveniently leaned into the RSS's larger Hindutva agenda. For critics, this selective historical narrative stirs up divisive sentiments, aligning neatly with Hindutva ideologies designed to frame the Muslim community as permanent outsiders. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi wasted no time crafting an incisive response. He labeled Bhagwat's remarks as an insult to the blood and sacrifice of India's freedom fighters. Our independence, he insisted, was neither religious nor symbolic but built on the sacrifices of Mahatma Gandhi, Bhagat Singh, and countless freedom fighters. It was a message steeped in the legacy of a pluralistic freedom struggle. Gandhi did not stop there. He drew attention to the RSS's notably negligible role in India's independence movement, taking indirect jabs at celebrated figures like Veer Savarkar, who sought British clemency. This blistering critique contrasted the martyrdom of freedom fighters with the perceived ideological opportunism of Hindutva leaders. Another grave charge was leveled by Gandhi. He accused the RSS and BJP of systematically capturing India's democratic institutions. He alleged that key pillars of democracy, judiciary, civil services, and law enforcement have been infiltrated by individuals aligned with Hindutva ideology. Critics have long pointed out the RSS's strategy of influencing governance by training aspirants for prestigious services like IAS and IPS. These academies often propagate a narrative rooted in Hindutva, shaping policies and governance from within. On the flip side, BJP leaders argue that this approach is about restoring India's cultural pride and correcting years of secular biases under Congress rule. Gandhi went a step further, accusing Bhagwat of undermining the constitution. He declared, in any other country, Bhagwat's remarks would be considered treason. This stark statement underscored Gandhi's concern about the RSS's attempts to redefine India's democratic framework. Juxtaposing constitutional ideals with the RSS's vision of Hindutva, Gandhi framed their conflict as one of pluralistic democracy versus monolithic cultural dominance. This ideological collision reflects a broader struggle for defining contemporary India's identity, a democracy irrespective of religion or a nation culturally redefined along majoritarian lines. At a rally in Patna, Rahul Gandhi reignited the debate on caste-based representation, calling for a nationwide caste census and the removal of the 50% cap on reservations. He alleged that the BJP's economic policies have disproportionately empowered industrialists like Ambani and Adani, sidelining backward communities. While the BJP's introduction of economically weaker section EWS reservations aims to support economically weaker sections of upper castes, critics argue that it overlooks the systemic underrepresentation of marginalized groups. BJP leaders defend the economically weaker section EWS quota, asserting that it addresses economic disparities across all castes. They argue that Congress's approach fuels divisiveness and fails to consider the broader needs of the nation. The aftermath of this war of words played out in legal chambers. An FIR was lodged against Gandhi in Guwahati, accusing him of endangering sovereignty. BJP President J.P. Nadda amplified these allegations, dubbing Gandhi's statements treasonous. Meanwhile, the BJP's rhetoric branded Gandhi and his allies as urban Naxals and members of a so-called deep state. Such labels, argue critics, are strategic tools for silencing opposition voices and diverting public discourse away from pressing governance issues. They reveal a pattern: dissent framed as anti-national and dialogue diminished in favor of political posturing. Perhaps the starkest contrast lies in the weaponized use of the judiciary. Rahul Gandhi, who has never held significant executive power, faces hundreds of court cases across the nation. In independent India's history, Rahul Gandhi is perhaps the first leader to face hundreds of court cases in nearly every corner of the country, north to south, east to west. In contrast, despite controversies like the Gujarat riots, PM Modi has never faced significant accountability. This contrast exposes the selective application of justice in India. As India watches these events, one must wonder whether justice serves the people equally or selectively targets those critical of the system. This ideological clash between Gandhi's pluralistic vision and Bhagwat's Hindutva narrative leaves one provocative question: what kind of India do we envision for future generations? Behind every discourse, debate, and remark lies the soul of a nation grappling with its contradictions and ideals. Rahul Gandhi versus Mohan Bhagwat is not merely a clash of political leaders. It is a moral battle over what India was, is, and should become. Share your views. Do we embrace diversity or succumb to narrow cultural constructs? The choice is yours. This is Taylor's Insights. Subscribe now for engaging breakdowns of socio-political debates. Don't forget to like, share, and join the conversation.